Hello there, my name is Sir Applington V, and I'm here to tell you about the best red fruit there is, apples. Specifically, apples grown here in Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia. But first, let me do a quick history lesson on the apple industry here. In 1633, the first French settlers came here to what is now Nova Scotia, and the apple business began here, with the first apple tree in Nova Scotia being planted around the same time. By 1860, the apple business was truly at its peak, since there wasn't any real way to get apples in places like Europe, and Nova Scotia was once Canada's top apple exporter due to the high apple demand over there. A few decades later, in 1933, the Apple Blossom Festival was created as a way to recognize the natural beauty of the province and to celebrate the importance of the apple industry. However, by the 1980s, the apple industry had begun to go downhill. An apple industry had opened in Britain, meaning that the need for cross-Atlantic apple exports was no longer necessary, and the Nova Scotia apple industry began to decline. And that leads us to today, where the apple industry is still going, but not as much compared to how it once was. The focus now is on finding new flavors and different types of apples. Speaking of which, that's a great segue, let's talk about some of the different apple kinds that are grown here, with some of those being Cortland, Honeycrisp, Ambrosia, Macintosh Red, Gala, Golden Delicious, Northern Spy, Empire, Fuji, Jonagold, Gravenstein, and I Dared. Now that I've talked about that, let me finish this off with the different uses for apples. Apples are food, and several of their uses are in food, to the surprise of nobody. Some of those uses are apple pie, apple crisp, apple juice, apple cider, apple sauce, apple jelly, apple salad, and apple butter, which is somehow a thing. Woo, that was a lot. Another neat thing about apples is that they grow on trees. If you were to cut down said trees, the wood is great for smoking due to its light flavor that goes well with seafood or pork. Something I should also mention is why the apple industry is so good here. Well, it's because of the seasons. The fall nights are cool and the days are warm and sunny, which creates bright and juicy apples. So that's about everything. Thank you so much for listening, and who knows, maybe you'll see me again in your apple pie. Bye-bye!